Hello all, welcome to this session. In this session, I am going to practically prove the problem with absolute XPath expressions. Because of this problem, these absolute XPath expressions won't be used in real-time automation projects. But what exactly is the problem? The problem here is reliability problem. What's the problem? Reliability problem. That means these absolute XPath expressions are not reliable. That means automation tools like Selenium can't rely on this kind of locators like absolute XPath expression type of locators for finding or locating the elements on the web pages. What may be the reason why the automation tools like Selenium won't be able to rely on this kind of locators like absolute XPath expressions locator in finding or locating the elements on the web pages? What may be the reason? Let me explain that in detail. For example, there is a website page. Okay. Who will develop this website page? Developers. Developers will develop the website of this page by using HTML, CSS, JavaScript, this kind of front-end technologies they will use for building or developing this website page. So while developing the page, developers will put some colors on this page, they will organize elements on this page, and they will do a lot of other UI changes. But is there any thing like once the developers develop this website page, will they stop changing the UI of the page? No, right? In real time, developers will keep changing the UI according to the client requirements. They keep changing the UI of this page. UI won't be constant, okay? According to the requirement changes and all, developers may have to keep changing the application pages. Their UI of the pages will keep changing. But the problem here is, with absolute XPath expressions is that, let me explain, that even though the developers does small change to this UI, okay? Even after the developer does a small change to this UI of this page, the absolute XPath expressions for the elements also changes. That's the problem. That's why automation tools like Selenium won't be able to rely on these locators like absolute XPath expressions in locating or finding the elements on the web pages, because developers will definitely keep changing the UI of the page. Even after the developers do small changes to the UI of the page also, this absolute XPath expression locator for that elements on the page will keep changing. Then how can the automation tools like Selenium can rely on this kind of locators? That is absolute XPath expressions locator. That's what is the problem. Okay, hope you got the concept right. Let me practically demonstrate it right now. Okay, with an example, I'm going to show you and prove you practically that these absolute XPath expressions are not reliable. And that is the main reason why automation tools like Selenium won't be relying on this kind of locators for finding or locating the elements on the web pages. So for that, to prove you that, I'll open this browser and take you to a sample application page. That is my first name, or I'll go to another website page guys otherwise. Okay, so I'll be taking you to this omeo.blogspot.com. Okay, and go there. Now, on this page, there are a lot of elements, right? I'll pick one element. Let's say there is one element like button 2 here. Can you see that? There's an element like, there's one of the element on this website page. A lot of elements are there. Out of that, this button is one of the element. Now, I want to create the absolute XPath expression, okay, for this button. How to do that? How to find the absolute XPath expression for this button? To do that, I have to right click on this button and select inspect option. Then by looking at the HTML code of this button, I should be able to create the absolute XPath expression. But the problem here is, okay, this is kind of very big. You see, this kind of very big, right? So still we can achieve this. Still we can achieve. First, write the button. I'll do a reverse kind of stuff here. I'll do a reverse kind of stuff where, absolute XPath expression means from the HTML tag we have to do, right? But I'll do in a reverse manner. So button is there. So let me write down the button here. So let me go here somewhere and let me write a button. Button. There's a button tag I need to locate, right? Button. On the top of the button, who is the parent of this button? Div. So I'll write down here. Okay, just let me write down here. Div. Div is a parent tag and button is a child tag. Okay. Now who is the parent of this div tag? The parent of the div tag is another div tag. So here another div I need to write as a parent for the this div tag. Now who is the parent of button div and this div tag? So here, the parent here is another div tag is there here. Okay. So I'll write another div is a parent of this div tag. Now who is the parent of this div? Aside. Okay. Write down that aside. Aside is the parent of that thing. Now who is the parent of this aside? Another div. Okay. Div. So in complex applications, the absolute XPath expressions kind of lengthy guys. Okay. In the previous session where I have demonstrated some sample absolute XPath expressions for practice purpose, right? They are not this lengthy. But in real applications, they will be this lengthy only, okay? Now, who is the parent of this div tag? Another div tag. So write down, okay? The parent of this is this div. Let's keep going till we read the HT1, which is the root tag of the page. So who is the parent of this div tag? This div, okay? So div like this. Now, who is the parent of this div? Another div is there, okay? A lot of divs are there, that's okay. So we should be patient enough here. So then who is the parent of this div? Another div, okay? Write another div here. Fine. Who is the parent of this div? This one. Okay, the parent of this div is this one. So parent of this div is another div. You see, it's becoming kind of, we need to put a lot of efforts, right? We need to put a lot of efforts. Again, another div is there. On the top of that, another div is there. On the top of that, another div is there. Another div is there. Then we have body tag. On the top of that, HTML is there. So it is not easy, okay, to manually create this kind of absolute XPath expressions for a particular element on the web page on complex or real applications pages like this. It is going to be difficult, okay? So I don't recommend this kind of approach for creating or writing the absolute XPath expressions. Okay. Anyhow, we don't need to use this absolute XPath expressions in real time projects. Already, I'm explaining the reason, right? Why we should not use because of this reliability problem that I have actually explained here, right? So anyhow, we are not going to in real time. We are not going to use this absolute XPath expression. So there is no need of writing manually. Okay. So instead, just for this session purpose, okay, just for this session purpose, we can take the help of this selector sub guys. Okay, in the previous sessions have explained how to install the selector sub and how to use the selector sub in a different way, right? Now, after the selector sub got installed, it's kind of now easy for us to create the, okay, or create or generate the absolute XPath expression for any element on the web page. Though we don't use that in real time, that absolute XPath expression. But with the help of selector sub, we can auto-generate the absolute XPath expressions for any element on the web page. For example, this button I want to create or generate the absolute XPath expression instead of manually writing like this because it was very complex. So right click on this button for which you want to create or generate an absolute XPath expression with the help of the selector sub tool. Right click on that, and here after you install selector sub here, you'll get this right click option like selector sub. Now, if you hover the mouse on that selector sub option here, a lot of options will come. In that, I need to select the last option, copy ABS, absolute XPath. Select that. Now come back here and paste it. So I don't have to take a lot of efforts or put a lot of efforts in writing the absolute XPath expression because with the help of the selector sub, I am able to do that. Okay, fine. Now, so this was a absolute XPath expression for this button too. Now, what I said already, developers will keep changing the UI of this page. Even after the developers will do a small change to this UI of this page, the absolute XPath expressions will keep changing for the elements. Before UI changing, the absolute XPath expression for a particular element will be different. After changing the UI of that element on the page or the page UI, the absolute XPath expression of the element will change. It is not reliable. That's the reason. Okay. So before changing the UI of this particular button, okay, for this particular page, before doing any small change to the UI of this page, okay, before the developer does a small change to the UI of this particular page, I already have got the absolute XPath expression of this particular button like this. I already have pasted here. Okay. So it was like that. Now I'll do a small change. Okay. As a developer, I'll treat myself as a developer for a while and I will do a small change to the UI of this page. Small change only, not big change. Okay. How to do that? So I'm the creator of this website page. So I have the, tools to do the changes to the UI of this page. Okay. So what exactly the small change that I'm going to do is this particular button. Do you see this on the left side of the page or right side of the page? This button 2 is currently at the left side of the page. So when the button is on the left side of the page, this was a absolute XPath expression of that button 2 on the page. For the button 2, this was absolute XPath expression. Before any UI change or small UI change done to the page, this was absolute XPath expression. Now, I'm going to move this button to the right side of the page. Okay, I can do that because I'm the developer of this page. I'm the developer of this page. I can do that. Okay, you don't have to do it. So don't try to mimic me here. You may not have the access to this back end of this website page. Okay, I have the access. So just watch it like a demo, guys. Okay, don't try to move this button to the right side by yourself. That you can't do because I am the owner of this website, so you will not be having the permissions. But I'm using this whatever the kind of permissions I have as a developer of this page. So with that permission, I'm going to give a small demo for you. Okay, but you can't do this. So this is the back side of the page. So I'm going to move this button from the right side to the left side of the page and save it. Though as a developer I have done this, you don't have the access to this kind of things. Now if I refresh here, the button 2 is no more on the left side of the page. Now it has been moved to the right side of the page. That means small UI change. Did it happen to this page? Yes. Now after the button has moved to the right side of the page, if I right click here, again using the selector sub, if I generate or create this absolute XPath expression, copy that and paste it here after the button has moved from the left side to the right side. Okay, left side to the right side of the page after the button moved. Now, is this absolute XPath expression same as the button is same? The button was same. This element was same. It was earlier on the left side of the page. Now for a small change, I moved it to the right side of the page. But element is same. But for same element, when I created the absolute XPath expression before that UI change and after the UI change, are they same or different? Let's see. HTML1, HTML1, same. Body1, body1, same. Div4, div4, same. Div2, div2, same. Till here it is same. Div2, div2, same. Okay, due to same. So due to same, due to due1 due1 due4 here till here it is same. Okay, in both this absolute XPath expression till here it is same. But here if you observe it is due to, but here due3. Okay, the position has changed. You know about square brackets numbering, right? So it has selected second div tag, it has selected third div tag. Now from here the path got changed. That means the absolute XPath expression got changed. That's why these absolute XPath expressions are not reliable. Even though the element is same, this button 2 is same, right? It just moved from the left side to the right side. The element is same. But because of the small UI change on the UI of the page, what happened? The entire absolute XPath expression got changed. The actual absolute XPath expression got changed. That's why, okay, automation tools like Selenium won't rely or can't rely on this locator types like absolute XPath expressions in finding or locating the elements on the web pages because they keep changing for small UI changes on the web pages. That's the problem. Hence proved, right? Hence proved. So whatever the absolute XPath expressions concept we have learned so far is only for our learning purpose. But we are not going to use this kind of locators in real-time automation projects. Okay? Because they are not reliable. So, in the upcoming session or in the next session, we'll be going to the other type of XPath expressions. The second type of XPath expressions known as relative XPath expressions. But those relative XPath expressions, unlike absolute XPath expressions, are reliable. They are reliable. They won't change. For even this small change on the UI also, the relative XPath expressions won't change. Okay? The relative XPath expressions won't change for small change. That I'll take another session and another session I'll cover that how the relative XPath expressions are reliable unlike the absolute XPath expressions. Even for small changes on the UI, like moving the button from the left side to the right side, the relative XPath expression won't change, but absolute XPath expressions change. So from the next session onwards, I'm going to start relative XPath expressions, which we actually use in the real-time automation projects. So tools like Selenium automation tool, okay, automation tools like Selenium will not depend on this, won't rely on this absolute XPath expression. So we don't use them in real time. Rather, say automation tools like Selenium, okay, we'll use relative XPath expressions because they are reliable. Okay, so that I'll prove in the next few sessions, and also from the next session onwards, I'll start the relative XPath expressions for you. So that's all for this session. See you in the next session. Thank you. Bye bye.